me to extend my gratitude to you for your leadership during this crisis. So I wanted to put that out there first. I know what you've done, and I know how seriously you've taken this from the start, despite the nonsense from the media.
Well, I
but this morning,
the media is so dishonest, and I can't even tell you. It's just
terrible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
I dedicate a lot of my shows.
We're getting through it. We get through it through social media and through some other great friends. You know that.
I agree. Well, there was some breaking news this morning. The de facto Democrat nominee, Joe Biden, had to answer questions and finally broke his silence about these Tara Reid allegations of sexual assault. Mr. President, I thought you handled it very statesmanlike yesterday, hoping that Joe Biden gets due process like any other American. We wish that would happen to Republicans. Unfortunately, it doesn't because of the media. But he was asked by Mika over on MSNBC about records, University of Delaware records, and about a search of Miss Reid's name in those records and in the Senate records to see if there was, in fact, any information that would help in clearing this up. Should Joe Biden release those records, given that they've called for everything, including your, kindergarten report card from you? I think it's only fair.
Well, with me, you see what goes on with me. I don't even know. I'm looking at pictures of people. I never even saw people. I mean, this is ridiculous. Every day another one emerges. And, you talk about false accusations. So I understand that. And I could understand if he said it. I could also understand, I watched her, and she seems very credible. The mother was so credible. The mother was great, and I guess a friend of hers came out. So I don't know. It's his problem. But I like to get in front of it, and I just deny it. If it's not true, you deny it. And I have not. I mean, I've been a total victim of this nonsense, false accusations, and they do it. They make it. The worst victim that I've ever seen before was a very high-quality human being, Brett Kavanaugh. There's never been, Dan, a case so vicious as that, and they went after him. They didn't want to hear it. He was totally guilty, according to these very dishonest people. They're Democrats in all cases. There's never been anybody treated in the history of Congress as badly as Brett Kavanaugh, and he's an innocent man. And I look forward to the day someday they have to sue these women because every one of them was lying. They were lying. And I guess 3 of them have admitted it. The only one that hasn't yet is Blasey Ford. But you look at her testimony, and it's a disgrace. And what they put that man through and his family, his wife is an incredible woman, his daughters. For him to have to go through what he went through is a disgrace. And, look, I look at the double standard. You look at Biden, nobody even wants to bring up the subject. So and by the way, with somebody with far more credibility than any of those 4 people had with respect to Brett.
Well, do you think he should have those records searched for Tara Reid's name? I mean, Biden seemed rather confused this morning when asked on MSNBC when they said to him, well, why not just search your records for her name to see if there's any records the public could see? He seemed confused and didn't give a straightforward answer. He seemed to duck the question more than anything. You think they should just search those records and Biden could clear it up tomorrow?
Well, he is a confused man. You know that. I mean, you get it. This is an amazing situation. This is what's going on here is an amazing situation. You want to know the truth. He's confused by not only that question, he's confused by every other question he's asked. But look, he's going to have to make his own decision. I'm not going to be telling him what to do. I would say this. If they're not true and if the allegations aren't true, he has to say they're false allegations, false accusations, and he has to get on with it. As far as records and all, I have no idea. He'd have to make up that decision. I can say, though, that I've been accused. You probably have too. As soon as you're famous, you get accused. And, they had it for a while at the Brett Kavanaugh. If you are accused by a woman, you are 100% guilty. You are to resign immediately from the presidency of a major corporation. You are to destroy. They're going to destroy your life. All that has to be, somebody just has to say it. It was so crazy. And you know who the most against this are? Women. Women are the most against what's happening because, as you know, they have sons and they have husbands and they have people that can be destroyed with a mere statement. So I understand where he is. I understand and he's just got to do what he's got to do. But he can deny, and then as far as records, if he had any records, that would be a great thing if he could show records and dispose of it with records. But I've been falsely accused by people that I've never even seen. I've never even seen many of these people, and some of them I met them, zero interest. Okay, like zero, and all of a sudden you become a wealthy guy, you're a famous guy, then you become president, and people that you've never seen, that you've never heard of, make charges. So, I guess in a way you could say I'm sticking up for him, but the mother was very compelling, certainly, and the girlfriend or the friends were very compelling, and certainly far more compelling than anything they had with respect to Brett Kavanaugh. This is one of the most high-quality human beings. What they did to that family and that man is a disgrace.
Well, I wouldn't even say
it's very interesting. When I decided, Dan, when I gave Brett the nod, and I said, Brett, you're an incredible gentleman. I've long heard he should be on the Supreme Court. For 10 years, I've been hearing about this guy, Brett Kavanaugh. I didn't know. But I've long heard he should be. But I gave it to him in the White House. We were sitting, and I said, I'm choosing you, and I just want to congratulate you. And I said, Brett, now listen, this is going to go so fast. This is going to be so easy. You have the best education possible. You have the great family. You have everything, the perfect background. We have checked, we have studied. We don't just do this. It's very... And I shook his hand and I said, good luck. Brett, don't worry about a thing. It'll go so easy. And what they did to try and destroy that man, something that should have taken, no time, and what they did to destroy him and his family, and they're still trying. The people are psychos. So what they did to him, and then you look at the double standard. But I would just say to Joe Biden, just go out and fight it. It's one of those things. But I'd say she's far more convincing than Blasey Ford or the other three that I believe have already recanted and said it wasn't true.
Well, I wouldn't even say you're sticking up for it. I would just say you're just applying an honest set of standards, and that
give it honest. Look, you got to go through it, and he'll probably have others come out. He could have others come out, but with me, I can only tell you from my experience, it's incredible. People I never even saw before. He kissed me on the cheek, or he touched my hand when we were saying hello. He touched her hand. And I was never a big handshaker anyway, but I touched her hand. It is so crazy. And then they make it like they put the picture of the young woman on. It's a terrible thing. It's a very scary thing. And I'm just going to say it once again. The biggest opponents of this are women because they have sons, they have husbands. This can happen to anybody. With that, Biden's going to have to go out and fight his own battles.
Yeah. So, Mr. President, moving on, the